Yesterday, something really cool happened. We were on a sales huddle with our entire sales team, and we were reinforcing the framework to create beliefs and desires in the sales call. And so what we did was we were reviewing a sales call, and we had all of our sales reps there, setters and closers, and I had them start to identify the beliefs and the desires that we needed specifically for this prospect on the call. And our sales huddles are around noon Eastern, and just a few hours later, a brand new rep had her first one call close and also her first pay in full. All from what we talked about here on the sales huddle. And it's all around creating desires and identifying beliefs. So what I've done is I've written up the entire structure on desires and beliefs, and I want to share this with you because this is something that you can add in today. And you don't have to redo your entire sales script or your entire sales process. This is a little tweak that you can make by using this framework. Will help you close more people by just identifying what desires that you need to get them to want in your process and what beliefs you need to get them to believe on your product, your offer, and solution. I've written this all up, so let's go ahead and dive into it. So what we're going to talk about is belief and desire specifically on the sales call. And this is the sales framework that you can use to layer on top of any like sales process that you have. So the first thing that we're going to dive into is beliefs. So to figure out what people need to believe in your product, your service, your offering, we need to start to define why someone does not close, right? So the reasons why they don't close is they don't believe in that this is the right solution. The thing that you are selling is the right solution. They don't believe that the product will get them the outcome. They don't believe in the company. They don't believe in themselves, or they believe in all of the above, but they don't have enough money. They don't have money to be able to move forward with your services. So we got the solution, the product, the company, and in themselves. So is there an order of importance? Is there one thing that is more important or a higher priority than the other? And so if we want to try to figure that out, what we need to do is we need to dive a little bit deeper into this. So they don't believe that this is the right solution. This is where they need to believe in the type of thing that you offer, right? So this is not the exact thing like detailed out that you do, but the kind of like the big category of thing that you do. So like the solution. Then if they're not going to move forward, they don't believe in the product will get them the outcome. So this is where your offer is compared to others, right? They don't believe in the company. This I feel like is where the biggest buying decision is made. And what they're doing at this point, if they believe that this is the right solution, if they believe in the product that can get them the outcome, and if they're not moving forward, it's because they don't believe in the company, right? And this is where the buying decision is made, because if they're in this position, they're actively looking for a solution and they want someone to help them. They're looking for outside help, right? But don't think it's you that they want to help them, right? So if they don't believe in the company, they could believe in, that they could believe in themselves. They could believe that this is the right solution, this is the right product, but they don't think that you're the right person to be able to help them, so they'll go elsewhere, right? So this, I feel like, is the most important one, right? If they don't believe in themselves, this comes from really a lack of truth in the offer, a lack of belief in the offer, or it could be like limiting beliefs that they have. And this really kind of comes up later on in the sales call after you've done the pitch and kind of going through the pricing and when it's time to actually make a decision to move forward. And then last but not least, they believe in all the above, but they don't have any money. And then this is something that we can't really help. So if we've defined all of those and we've kind of dug a little bit deeper, there is a priority. So the priority is in this order. They need to believe in your company or you. This is the most important. Then they need to believe in the product or the offer is better than any other thing that's out there that can help them get the type of solution that you're solving. Then they need to believe in the type of solution of your offer. Then they need to believe in themselves. All right. Normally in order, when you're going through the marketing, the sales process, they need to be bought into the solution. Then they need to be bought into the product or the offer. Then they need to be bought into like the company and themselves. It kind of goes linear in that direction. However, what we're describing here is the priority of importance that they need to have belief in. Because if they have belief in the company, then they don't necessarily need that much belief or that much evidence in the product or the offer, right? So belief in the company and the product and the offer are the two most important, because you can believe in the company yet still buy an inferior product, right? That's why a company is number one. Think about Apple. They came out with those, like, whatever that vision goggle thing is, it's like $3,500 or like whatever, however much it is. It's probably, from people, I don't buy those things, but what people told me, it's like 3 or 4 times more expensive and not even that good. However, you get people who are bought into Apple who absolutely love the company, and they will buy an inferior product because they love and they believe in the company, right? But if you believe in the offer and not the company, there's more resistance to buy. So if you believe in the offer, this is why we get people who are like, yeah, I'm kind of bought into the systems and the processes and everything that you guys do, but I need to see a couple more things. They're just not bought into the company that we can actually help them provide that result, right? So on the sales call, what we need to do and what we need to think about is what beliefs we need to have in order for them to move forward, right? And beliefs mostly on the sales call, mostly around the product and the offer, because hopefully marketing has done its job, and by the time they get to you, the solution they're already bought into. And if you do it the right way, if you build trust before the sales call happens, if you do that through marketing and through some other strategies strategically, they have belief in the company. So and that's what the sales call is. You're just kind of going through all the details of the product and the offer, the price, and what it looks like moving forward. So your job is to take the belief of the product and the offer and transfer it to them so that they then have that belief. So that's belief. Let's move a little bit to desire. So one of the biggest influences on sales is desire. And we need to find out what they are currently doing so that we can amplify the desire for what we do. So how do we do that? We create desire in our product or our offer. We need to show them what is missing. And once someone feels like something is missing, then that creates a want. And so follow along here. Missing, want, right? We need to show them that something is missing. And once someone feels like something is missing, that creates a want. And wherever there is a want, there is a desire. So we're kind of backtracking here, right? We're trying to create desire, and we're backing this into, we need to show them what is missing. Once they feel like something is missing, that creates a want. And whenever there's a want, that creates a desire. Now, the way that you do that, one of the best ways to do it, is to show someone that something is missing through comparison. So a really good example to show you like what this looks like. Me and my wife, we just recently had a new baby last year. And so she was about, I don't know, like 4 or 5 months when we were like springtime, summertime, we were going to the beach and stuff like that. And she follows a lot of influencers, a lot of mom influencers, and everybody's going to the beach. We were actually going to the beach, and then like we had the baby, and there was an umbrella, and then like this big tent that we had. And then she was like, hey, we need one of those like little baby tents that you can pop up that she can sleep in, and then it covers, the sun and everything. And we're like, well, we got this other, got this big tent, we can hold her. And she's like, no, I've seen it, and other people have had it, and like this is something that's really cool. So what is that? What are they doing there to her? It's a comparison, right? What they do is they do these little Instagram videos, and they're like, hey, look at this cool thing. And they're try to get affiliate commissions. And hey, look at this cool thing. It's really cool to show them at the beach and show them like how easy it is. And little baby's sleeping in there. It's covered by the sun. And so what that does is she sees that. And then from there, she's like, oh, I'm missing that. So that creates a want for that thing. And then that creates a desire for that thing. Now, one of the best ways to do that is through marketing, but there is ways that you can do it in the sales call. So in practice, what does this look like? So what we need to do is we need to compare what they have now to what it should be. Then once they see what it should be, then they will see what is missing. Then that will create a want for that which is missing. That want then turns into a desire for that thing, right? You see that? So what we do is we're going to compare. They're going to see that something is missing. That's going to create a want. That's going to create a desire. And so we know that one of the biggest influences on sales is desire. And so this is how you break down creating desire on the sales call. So on the sales call, what you need to do is you need to think about where they are now and how that contrasts with what can happen when they actually get the thing that you're selling, and what that will allow them to do, right? Because if you can compare where they're at now, and you can compare like, hey, this is the thing that you need, and this is the contrast between what you have right now and what you actually need, that's like a big gap right here. And once they see that, they're like, oh, I'm missing that. Then that'll create a want, and then that'll create a desire, right? And I'll show you what that looks like here in a second, and like through our business, right? So tying in beliefs and desires on the sales call. You need to understand how to create a desire for your product and your offer, right? Now, one of the best ways that this happens, and one of the easiest ways to make one call closes and have a really high close rate, is to do all of this before the actual call through marketing, right? However, you can influence this on the sales call. So on the sales call, as a sales rep, as a business owner, what you need to do is you need to understand how to create the desire for your product or offer. And then you need to understand the things that they need to believe in order for them to buy. Now, these are probably, in most individuals, going to be totally different for each use case, right? Because what someone needs to believe in a product and an offer may be slightly different from most other people because of their unique scenario and their situation, right? And the way that you would do this is going to be different for every single prospect that you have, right? Because of their unique situation. This is how you can take, like creating that desire and trying to understand what they need to believe, and you can customize the pitch later on in the sales call, right? So it's going to be different for every prospect. And once you can tailor your pitch to what they need to hear, your results are going to improve, because it's almost like you're speaking directly to them with the problems that they face, and creating desires based off of where they're at and showing comparison of where they could be, which creates that like missing feeling and that desire, right? So where do you pull the beliefs and desires from on the call, right? So you pull this from them in the discovery. This is the first part of the call where you're actually collecting information from them, right? So the way that we set everything up, and our sales structure is like into 3 phases. One is discovery. We ask them a lot of rapport building questions, and we try to get information from them, kind of where they're at, their situation. We use all that information, then we go to the pitch, be able to show them exactly what they need and how what we do can benefit them. Then we go into close after the prices drop. We talk about onboarding, and then we enroll the prospects, right? So the best way to do this is to collect that information in the discovery. And so what you need to do is you need to identify the specific beliefs that they need to have, and identify what you can show is missing so that you can amplify the desire. I'll show you a belief example. In our offer, we use a software called Go High Level. And a lot of times people are using like HubSpot or Salesforce or individual CRM, specifically for that industry. And one of the things that will keep them from moving forward is like, I don't want to move CRMs, even though like we've had clients that have been spending like $8,000 a month on like HubSpot or Salesforce come over to Go High Level, and it's only a couple $100s a month, and it's way more powerful, right? So one of the beliefs that they need to have is that they can, and it is a benefit to them to switch over the CRM. Because if they don't have that belief, if that is a doubt, that is something that will stop the sale. That is something that will get in the way of the sale. So we need to create a belief that they can switch CRMs or use the CRM that we recommend. You see how that works? Right? And so what we do throughout the sales process is we discover, in the discovery, we discover like, hey, what CRM are you using? And if we identify that they are using something different, is like, okay, cool. Are you open-minded to like switching, maybe using this as a sales and marketing, and this is like a fulfillment CRM? We can help you bridge the gap there. And then if they're like, nah, no, then I need to address that. And then there are things that I need to do to create that belief early on in the call so that it doesn't become an objection later on, right? So that's belief. Let's talk about desire. So desire, remember, one of the best ways that you could do this is drawing a comparison so that they see something is missing, so that it creates a want, and then it creates desire, right? So one of the things, this was something that we went over yesterday on one of our sales call reviews, is there was a prospect, he had a home service business, and he was talking to one of our sales reps, and he had 2 of his services. He was using somebody who does Google ads for both of those, right? And so he comes to us, and one of the things that we do is Facebook and Instagram and Meta ads, right? And so how do we create desire of lack, what is missing from what he's currently doing to what we would then do? Right? So we, kind of told this whole story like, hey, when you use Google, it's really great. It's really awesome. However, it's really expensive because they are at the very end of the sales process. There's very high intent. Google knows that. So they're going to charge you a bunch of money for that prospect typing in that information into Google and then sending them to you. Right? Now, what you can do, a little bit more strategic, is try to target those people on Facebook and Instagram. And then we tell a story like, hey, have you ever talked about pizza? Have you ever talked about something? Next thing you know, it's on your Facebook feed and it's an ad. And so what Facebook and Instagram does is they buy that data from Google and then they use that as interest so that the advertisers can target people like that. So when they go over and type in all that stuff in Google, then boom, they see their stuff, see that, ads inside of Facebook and Instagram. You can target those same people because chances are they didn't make a buying decision right then when they Googled and, talked to or called somebody. Then they're scrolling on Facebook and Instagram. You can target that individual. And then that cost per lead, that cost per appointment, cost per impression, everything is a lot cheaper than it is over on Google. So we're creating, you can see how I did that. We're creating a comparison from using Google ads is very expensive to, hey, there's another way that you could do it that's better. And so he has that comparison. And so he's like, oh, okay, I'm missing the Facebook and Instagram piece. So that is something that I now want and need. That increases the desire for our product, right? So that's just one way. And, you continue to stack those, and that's how you can amplify that desire. If you want to access this exact document that we went over, there should be a link somewhere around this video, maybe in the description. What we've done was we packaged all this into a nice PDF. So you just click that link, let us know where you want to send it, and we'll send it over. We'll see you guys on the next one.